Hi, we're going to do some notes on logarithms today. So I came up with these notes that I think would be a little more helpful than what was in the ebook. And the way that I designed the template, it was supposed to be kind of like a booklet, but it didn't quite come out that way. So you don't need to fold it like I did, because I don't think the pages really match up. So you could leave it this way in landscape. And I am going to start with this page and then we'll jump around, so make sure you kind of have the right page while we're doing the notes. Okay, so definition of a logarithm, it says the logarithm of a number is the exponent to which the base must be raised to produce that number. So if we have a log where it says log base b of x equals y, then what that means by definition is taking that b and raising it to the y power and setting it equal to x. And I think I alluded to this in the notes from the other day, yesterday, that you kind of go in a counterclockwise order if the log is on the left side. So you're going to go b to the y power is equal to x. So again, it's read log base b of x equals y. All right, so let's do an example of the logarithmic form can also be expressed in exponential form. So these two formats, they mean the same thing, but they just look a little bit differently. So exponential form is when you don't see the word log in the problem. So exponential form is the one like over here where it's b to the y is equal to x. Whereas the log form, if I'm using variables, is where I have like log base b of x equals y. Okay, so it says example, log base 2 of 8 equals 3. So therefore, we can say that 2 to the third power equals 8. So I guess all we're doing is transferring the fact that this would represent the exponential form. So like 2 to the third power equals 8 means the exact same thing as this equation. Log base 2 of 8 equals 3. Okay, so just trying to get you to see the two different forms, but we can always convert a expression or an equation from exponential form into logarithmic form and vice versa. So both of these are going to be able to switch forms, and you're going to practice doing that. So let me look at the next page. I think page 2 would be the one that says example 2, like this. Might be helpful maybe at the bottom. I'll just put like page 2. Okay, so it's the one where the example A has 15 cubed in it. All right, so in reading the directions, it just says we're going to write each equation in logarithmic form. Okay, so right now we can identify the fact that it's already in an exponent, so it's in exponential form, and we're just going to translate that into the other form that we learned, which was logarithmic. Okay, sorry about my phone in the background. We're going to do log. Always just start by writing the log. And the base of the exponent is also the base of the logarithm. So that's kind of how I start it. So I'm going to do a little sub number below the log. Don't write it in line with the word log, because that would be incorrect. So it's log sub 15, like below. Then you don't put the 3 here. You're actually going to do it the other way around. You're putting the outside number, which is our solution. So 3375. And then the exponent goes on the outside. So that works because we're going 15 to the third, and then it equals that. So that's it. That's all that we're doing is rewriting them. So let's try the next one. So we have 4 as our base. So I'm going to go log base 4. And then the 2 from the outside is going to go in here. And then we're going to say equals 1/2. That's it. So basically we're just rewriting exponential equations into logarithmic equations. Okay, then I have 4 cubed equals 64. So you should get log of base 4, and then it's of 64 is equal to 3. Oh, sorry guys, I have to pause for a second. Okay, sorry, last 2 before we move on to the next page. So I'm going to rewrite this as log base 125 of 5 is equal to 1/3. Now remember, if we wanted to actually try this out, 1/3 as an exponential fraction, or I should say it the other way around, a fractional exponent. Remember, we've learned how to rewrite that in radical form. So that's kind of like saying this, 125, the cube root of that. The cube root of 125, we know it equals 5 because you're looking for what number times itself. That's the key part, is it has to be times itself. And in this case, the index is 3, so 3 times. And that's the answer, 5, because 5 times itself 3 times is 125. Okay, so that's a little checkpoint. It's in the notes, so you should have, or you should be writing that down. Okay, then the last one, log base 6, because that's our base of the exponent. And then of 1/36 equals -2. Very important that you recognize, I have marked people down on a quiz before, that the 1/36 is in line with the word log, whereas the 6 here is below. Okay, so they should be distinguished. Usually that number is also a little smaller. But same thing if we wanted to verify the statement. So 6 to the -2, just pretend it was 6 squared, and that's 36. Okay, but the fact that they put a negative in the exponent means it just makes you put a 1 on top of that. So these are just kind of little checkpoints for us. All right, next page. So actually, I'm going to go to the left of that handout. Page 3 is this one. So we already did example 2. It's kind of backwards, so example 1 is next. So we're going to call that page 3. I'm just writing that at the bottom so I remember where we're at. Okay, so you probably guessed that if we were going to rewrite it from exponential to logarithmic form, that we would probably need to do the reverse of that as well. So you need to be able to go back and forth between those 2 forms. Let's see, for part A, write each equation in exponential form. So these ones aren't too bad. So you just start with the 4, raise it to the 2. So you're going to write 4 squared, and then set it equal to the 16. 4 squared equals 16. Okay, the next one you're going to do is 3 to the 6th power equals 729. So these ones go a little quicker. So this would be like 4 to the -4th power equals 1/256. This one is like 7 to the 0th power equals 1. You kind of know that already because anything to the 0 is equal to 1. But you're not being asked to solve anything or evaluate. You're just being asked to rewrite something. So that's all we're doing is rewriting. So this would be 25 to the 1/2 power is equal to 5. That makes sense because the square, this would really mean the square root of 25. And then yes, that equals 5. Okay, so that was our page 3. Let's see what should be our page 4. I'm going to save the graphing toward the end. So let's do example 3, which I think was on the very first page. So find the one that says example 3 now, next to the logarithm. Hold on, my daughter's asking me a question. Okay, example 3. It says, evaluate logarithmic expressions. So an expression means it's not an equation. There's no equal sign. So you can see it below. There's no equal signs. So I give you 3 steps. You should follow them. Number 1 says, rewrite the log in exponential form using x as the variable. And then I'll go through them again. But number 2, get a common base on both sides of the equation. Number 3, set the exponents equal to solve. Okay, so there is no equal sign here, but you're allowed to add that in. So we're going to say equals, and up here for number 1 it says using x as the variable. If we set it equal to x, then we have a way to rewrite this in the exponential form. So I'm going to have you go 16 to the x power equals 4. We need to solve for x. Okay, and it's not necessarily just guessing. I mean, there's some of them where they're pretty easy enough that you could figure out what that number should be. But if not, then we're going to do what number 2 says. It says get a common base on both sides of the equation. So what I do is I look for, I'm looking at these 2 numbers, the 16 and the 4. Whichever one is smaller, I go with that one. So I'm trying to make both of these have the same base, and we want it to be the smaller of the 2 numbers. There's actually a couple ways I could do this one, but I'm just going to leave it at 4 because that's the smaller number. So I'm going to leave that there. It's kind of like saying 4 to the first power. But the 16, I'm going to try to make it have a base of 4. I'm going to rewrite that up here. So 16 is the same thing as 4 to the what power? It would be to the second power. But because there's already an x out here, we have to multiply that by the x. So it would be 4 to the second power and then with times the x. So it's really going to be 4 to the 2x. That's the same thing as 16 to the x power. Okay, so then I'm going to go over here, equals 4 to the first power. So now it says set the exponents equal to solve. Since these 2 have the same base, it follows that their exponents, in order for this to be a true equation, these 2 are going to have to be equal to each other. So what you do is you go 2x equals 1. Solve for x. So I'm going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. So x equals 1/2. Okay, there's one of our answers for part A. Okay, on this one, same thing. We're going to go equals x. So I'm going to rewrite this 3 to the x power equals 81. So like we said, we take the smaller of those 2 numbers, so 3, and we are going to rewrite it, but we're going to take the 81 and drop it down to a base of 3. So 3 to the what power would have made 81. So you can do 3 to the 4th power for that, because 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. Okay, so then you kind of like just check, all right, I have the same base, so now I can set my exponents equal to each other. Therefore, x equals 4. Okay, for this one, set it equal to x, so I'm going to go 1/2 to the x power equals 256. So this one's a little more complicated. What I did is, because I knew that 1/2, it's the same thing as 2 to the negative 1 power. So instead of working with fractions, I preferred to work with a base of 2, but then like a negative exponent. And since there's already an x out there, I would have to multiply it by that x. So I rewrote this as 2 to the negative 1x, or just negative x is fine.